There are two fears that older adults live with. The first is the fear of falling. The second fear is something many people don't even realize exists. Do you know what it is? Every day, across Asia, thousands of elderly people pass away due to this hidden fear. Falling is a visible injury, but the other fear, the second one, quietly steals away their will to live, and sometimes their very lives. Just yesterday, Mr. Zhang, an elderly man, slipped and fell in the bathroom. No one noticed, and he lay there alone for the entire night. His neighbor Aunt Lee was worried sick. She wasn't just concerned about his leg being injured. She was deeply troubled by the fact that he woke up briefly, but couldn't get up. How terrifying is that? This kind of thing is not uncommon in many communities. As people age, their bodies don't work like they used to. A small fall could lead to bruising or worse, broken bones that force someone to stay in bed, sometimes never getting up again. It can even be a turning point in their life. This is the first well-known fear of falling. But what about the second fear? Many people haven't yet realized how serious it is. It's not high blood pressure, not diabetes, not even cancer. It's loneliness. Loneliness doesn't make you scream in pain like a broken bone does. It doesn't leave you coughing or sneezing like a cold. It creeps in silently, starting deep inside, and gradually empties a person of their energy and will to live. Aunt Zhang, a 78-year-old woman, is an example. Her health was fine, no chronic diseases, and she ate 3 balanced meals a day. She didn't go out much, but that wasn't unusual for her. Recently, however, something changed. Over the past few months, she suddenly lost weight, became frail, and couldn't explain why she felt so drained all the time. Her son took her to 3 different hospitals for checkups, including blood tests and scans, but everything came back normal. Finally, an experienced doctor asked her a simple question. Do you speak more than 10 words a day? Aunt Zhang paused, then shook her head. Not really, she replied. The only time anyone speaks to me is when the delivery person comes to drop off my lunch, and they call out, Aunt Zhang, lunch is here. The doctor chuckled a little, then said, It's not your body that's the problem. It's your heart. It's too cold. This story is sadly not unique. Many elderly people suffer from this isolation, and scientific research has confirmed the hidden impact loneliness has on our health. Loneliness doesn't give you an alarm like physical pain does, but it can slowly and silently take a toll on both your mind and body. Studies have shown that loneliness increases the risk of depression by 3 times. It raises the chances of developing Alzheimer's disease by more than 50%. It also accelerates the aging of the immune system, increases the risk of stroke, and leads to heart attacks. Loneliness is more dangerous than we think. It can steal your appetite, your energy, and even your smile. Your medical exams may be normal, but you'll feel weak, drained, and lifeless. Often, this is loneliness at work. An 86-year-old woman once said, The first thing I do when I wake up is wonder how many people I'll be able to call today. If no one calls me, I don't want to get out of bed. What can you do to avoid loneliness? Have you noticed yourself talking less and less lately? You wake up in the morning, turn on the TV, and before you know it, the whole day has gone by. You've eaten, you've sat, but you just can't muster the energy for anything. You're not hungry and there's no pain, but your heart feels empty and you just don't care about anything anymore. Many people think they're just getting older, but often the problem is loneliness. When we were younger, we were busy with work, raising children, and there was always a ringing phone, people to talk to. Now, in retirement, children have their own lives, and the phone doesn't ring at all. It's not that you don't want to chat, it's that you're afraid of bothering others. You might even think to yourself, I'm okay, I'm not really lonely, but if you stop and think about it, how many times have you spoken more than 10 words in a day? When was the last time someone reached out to you just to talk? When was the last time you laughed out loud? Loneliness doesn't happen overnight. It creeps in, little by little, quietly stealing your energy. It doesn't make you cough or give you a fever like a cold. It doesn't make you cry out in pain like a fall does. It just silently takes away your strength, your appetite, and your will to do anything. Medical research has confirmed that people who suffer from long-term loneliness are 3 times more likely to suffer from depression, and they have a higher risk of heart disease and stroke. Their immune systems weaken, and even minor illnesses become harder to recover from. Loneliness is a disease that doesn't shout for attention, but it slowly takes away everything that makes life worth living. One elderly woman shared, "Every morning when I wake up, the first thing I think is whether anyone will remember me today." This isn't an overreaction or being overly sensitive. It's the harsh reality for many older adults. Loneliness is like an invisible injury. It doesn't show on the outside, but it slowly eats away at your health and happiness. It's not about not having food or nutrition. It's about not having anyone to talk to, no one to laugh with. Some people are lonely when they're still young, and some, even at 80, are always smiling and full of life. What's the difference? The answer is simple. Loneliness is not just about having company. It's about being open and connecting with others. There was an elderly man, 82 years old, who spent his days in the park handing out candy to passers-by, always with a smile on his face. The security guard even called him the happy fruit because of his cheerful disposition. He said, "When I was a teacher, I was used to talking to people every day. After retirement, I kept talking to myself. I didn't want to retire to the point of disappearing." You'll notice that the people who aren't afraid of loneliness aren't necessarily surrounded by others all the time. It's that they have light in their hearts. They're willing to step out, to speak up. This habit of staying open to the world is developed when you're young, but it can be cultivated at any age. Many people think older adults should just passively wait for their children or neighbors to visit. But to truly escape loneliness, the key is to take the initiative. An 85-year-old engineer, strong and mentally sharp, once said, "I walk 2 laps around the park every day, but I'm not walking on a path. I'm walking through memories of the past." That kind of life, just going through the motions, is more painful than any physical ailment. Interestingly, studies show that older adults who actively participate in social activities and maintain a social circle have a higher quality of life. They recover from illnesses faster and report higher levels of life satisfaction. Whether it's going to the park for a game of chess with friends or joining a dance class, simple social activities can significantly ease feelings of loneliness. The human body is deeply influenced by emotions. Good mental health can activate your immune system and increase brain activity. So how can you escape loneliness? Go out and engage with the world. A simple daily walk can make a big difference. You don't have to go far. Just seeing more people, hearing their laughter, and listening to their stories can give you a sense of connection. Learn to use technology. Today's world is more connected than ever. Learn how to use video calls to stay in touch with your children, friends, and family. Let their warm voices fill the silence. Don't eat alone. Invite someone over for a meal. It's not just about the food, it's about the companionship. You can invite a neighbor to a community event or a local senior center, where the meal can be the beginning of a conversation. Loneliness also leads to accidents. Many falls happen because there's no one around to help. A wet floor goes unnoticed, a rug is crooked, a light bulb needs changing, but no one is there to do it. Little things like this can turn into big dangers. When someone lives alone for too long, their reactions slow down, their judgment weakens, and they may not even realize how dangerous their surroundings have become. Some elderly people choose not to call for help after a fall because they don't want to be a burden. They don't want to disturb anyone. They end up lying in pain, waiting until morning to tell someone. This is the hidden heartbreak of being too considerate, too silent, too alone. I heard an elderly man in a community say, "The phone was right next to me when I fell, but I didn't call anyone because I was afraid. I was afraid they'd think I was too old to manage." This is an invisible pain. Loneliness keeps people from asking for help. It makes them feel like they don't deserve assistance. Over time, the physical danger becomes a psychological habit. By the time someone notices, it may be too late. Falling is a physical collapse, but loneliness is a collapse of the spirit. These two fears are often tied together. One leads to the other. Age doesn't equal decline. It's a new adventure. In Japan, there are regulations to prevent lonely deaths. And in China, there's something called the Time Bank, programs designed to care for and support older adults. These measures show that life in old age shouldn't just be about waiting for time to pass. It should be about actively adding new chapters to your life. Do you remember how you felt when you were young? Full of passion and energy, working toward your dreams? That energy doesn't just disappear with age. If you choose, you can have a confident, fulfilling, and meaningful later life. Starting today, make an effort to meet a friend once a week. Let their laughter fill your life. Move your body every day to stay vibrant and nurture your spirit. Learn something new every day. Challenge yourself. Live with curiosity and courage. And remember, to grow old gracefully means to keep learning, playing, and loving. So what can you do? The answer is simple. Choose to act. Life in old age is not about being helpless. It's a new adventure waiting to be had. Every day is an opportunity to create a beautiful later life. Wake up with a smile, even if you're eating breakfast alone. Take a walk in the evening, even if it's just a short one. The world is waiting for you to engage.